morning, and welcome to the 5th annual Life Science Cares Impact Breakfast. You heard me right. Last month marked our 5th anniversary as a collective impact organization here in Boston. And wow, does that feel good.
So housing first is so important. I think just really hard for for people to focus on anything else without having housing. It's just so hard when you're on the street to really focus on any health issues or mental health issues, or if you're struggling with substance use, to focus on that when you don't know where your next meal is coming from or where you're going to stay for the night. So I think we take people without any conditions of are you accepting treatment or are you going to take medications. We want to first place them in housing and then work slowly with to get them into treatment or engage them to get them to the place where they're ready to accept treatments.
Life Sciences Cares reached out early on. We had a terrific dialogue. We said, look, here's where we are, here's what we're struggling with, and the team over there couldn't have been more responsive and more helpful.
Life Science Cares has been such an incredible partner to build, and we're so incredibly grateful for their support. Again, when our schools closed and so many families found themselves in a state of crisis, Life Science Cares was right there stepping up with emergency funding so that we were able to provide emergency gift cards for families for food. We were able to help with the technology needs of our families and children, as well as provide scholarship relief for some of our seniors who were heading off to college and needed additional support. And so Life Science Cares has been able to provide that monetary support, financial relief, but also just to have that involvement.
We're in year 2. Life Science Cares was the way and the mechanism and the support that we launched this program last year. Last year was our pilot program, which during the pandemic, it took shape in different ways, but we fulfilled the program 100% and got fresh food out to many, many client families through Charles River Community Health. And now this year in our second program, second year of the pilot, we are looking to strengthen that relationship so that we have this program for many years to come. But knowing how important the work is that we're doing and how much it is needed and how much we need support to expand those programs to wider communities and to reach more families that need our support right now. And that's through food access, that's through shelter and housing. We're not going to end and we're not going to see an end to hunger unless we deal with all of those issues. Jobs, employment, shelter, and food all together, and medical resources. So it takes this whole consortium of people that are giving to come to the end result, which will be hopefully full equity and full access to all of those resources for all in our community.
I still remember when Rob came by our office at Third Rock Ventures about 5 years ago or so and laid out his vision for Life Science Cares. He reminded me that Third Rock invests, along with many other VCs companies, in the most promising science, pursued by the most passionate people. He said, we all know our sector is driven to end suffering caused by disease and helping people worldwide to reach their full potential, live healthy lives along with their families. I remember Rob saying that our industry is absolutely remarkable. And I knew at that point that there was a but coming. And he said, yes, but we can do more. Patients are not enough, Mark. We need to do more. We all need to work together on poverty. Together we can again dramatically impact our children, our families, our community, ensuring economic equity for all. In the United States of America, tens of millions of lives wake up in poverty every morning. Is that really possible in this country? Shame on us. We all need to do more. Every little bit makes a huge difference.
Secondly, when it comes to employees, you're seeing the arrival of 2 new cohorts into the workforce, millennials and Gen Z. 64% of millennials won't take a job if their employer doesn't have a strong CSR practice. 85% of Gen Z employees believe that their company has an obligation to help solve social problems. So we say if you want to future-proof your talent for the next 2 generations, you have to show how their work ladders up to something more than just a quarterly profit goal. You're seeing this data come through as well, which shows that both consumers and employees believe they have the power to make corporations change and stand up for social and environmental issues. 50% of those who are employed say they are now more likely than a year ago to voice my objections to management or engage in workplace protests. This is from the Edelman Trust Barometer as well.
The goal of the Get Out the Vaccine initiative, GOT-VAX, was really to solve a problem that I saw early on in the vaccine deployment and distribution process here in the city and the state, and that was that the very same communities where patients who I took care of in the ER were most impacted were the communities that did not get selected early on for city and state vaccine sites. Some of these communities like East Boston, communities like Chelsea, communities like Roxbury, didn't get some of these mass vaccination sites, and some of them didn't have any vaccination sites that were city or state coordinated. What we did as physicians, as medical students, as healthcare providers, was we got to work. We didn't wait for the city or the state to sort of jump in and fix the problem. We got to work.
So I just want to point out how crucial the philanthropic community has been, including Life Science Cares, in helping BHHP through this crisis of the COVID pandemic. They have partnered with us, you have partnered with us throughout the pandemic, from very early on supporting our COVID isolation unit on site to now with our vaccine effort and everywhere in between. In addition to providing critically needed financial support, you have helped in so many other ways, from building awareness of our work and racial equity initiatives to facilitating meal deliveries for patients to helping us procure donated flu vaccines. We are so thankful to be a Life Science Cares partner, especially during this particularly daunting year. Thank you.
We do this by investing in our partners, both financially and, most importantly, by providing human capital, knowledge, creativity, strategy, volunteers, in-kind donations, etc. It's the human capital of this industry that sets us apart, and the reason so many of our partners consider Life Science Cares as their most important resource. Life Science Cares is our organization, and collectively, I can assure you, we're making a difference in our community by caring actively for those in need.